This is the first ride on the Estarli 28.9, one of two new bikes that you'll get to test ride at Cycling Electric's demo day. This one's billed as an Infinite Explorer. It's very versatile for both on and off-road. We're out in the woods today just to see where its limits are. Fingers crossed I don't yank the brakes too hard and end up in the bushes. Well, it's pedalling very smoothly on this flat but gravelly terrain at the moment. Again, there's not really a need to put the motor into higher modes at all to really get some momentum out of it. Getting a nice cruising speed off of just a lower input on the motor, which is probably quite good for keeping a bit of range in the battery and actually allowing the bike to be a bit lighter and have a smaller battery. So this is another one of a series of bikes that are coming in under £2,000 and offering increasingly competitive spec at that price. 1850 for the rigid fork and just a little more for the suspension tack on, which you can put on in the basket. And I think for opening up trails like this, I certainly would add on that suspension fork. It's a really good price point. You know, you get a lot of bikes that are nearing 2,000. This one comes with the electrics and the pedal assist. It just makes it a hell of a lot more accessible and you know, more likely that you're going to pick the bike out, do more journeys, leave the car at home. Got a bit of rain today, but that isn't really bothering the bike either. So you know, stick your waterproof on and get out there, cycle more and cut into your bills for using the car less, using the train less. Feels like a really nice supportive upright position in the saddle here actually. The geometry is really nice just for cruising along the flats and actually just generally being quite supportive but still quite agile on paths like this. The brakes are doing just fine in the wet as well, which is always encouraging when the weather turns like this. We've pulled over, it's started to rain in the woods, so I'm going to do a bit of manual recap on the e28.9 here. This is a mix of urban ready and actually, as you'll see, we've gone off the beaten path a little bit. So, you know, during the week this is great for your commute, and then at the weekend if you want to get out with the family, take it through some sort of light woodland or along the canal paths, it's great for that as well. I'm just turning the computer on here. It shows you how much battery remains. It shows you your speed, the mode that you're in, also the mileage that you've covered on a trip. If you double tap the on button, the lighting comes on, which is just quite a nice, easy way to, as the light's changing, get ready for that transition. Also up the front here, there is a SP Connect mount as standard. Fitted to this is also a universal adapter. It's quite a nice swept back handlebar. Something I particularly like is the ergonomic grip. That provides quite a lot of support on the arms here. Will let you ride for longer, you'll feel a lot less tired, which on an e-bike generally you will anyway, but actually that's just quite a nice bit of finishing kit. No corners cut. The Sail Royale saddle is a nice premium bit of kit. It's quite wide and supportive. Combined with the geometry of the bike, it puts you in a nice position to be comfortable for the duration, but also remain a little agile if you are coming off the beaten path like this. A little on the electrics on this bike. It's a MyVice hub with a 50 Newton meter torque, feeding off a torque sensor, which senses the pedal pressure and adapts the output accordingly. It's working with Shimano's 9-speed gearing at the back here. You've got 5 pedal assist modes and 9-speed gearing. You have options here in the hills. You also have options if you want to conserve battery. It's a really nice package overall. The aesthetic of e-bikes over time has been coming on and on and on. You know, they've got lighter, they've got sleeker, but this year feels like another step change. The flat mount brakes, the fact that the kickstand is hidden on the inside of the chainstay there. If you look around, there's really not too many visible signs of bolts. It's just an overall much cleaner finish than previous years. On the non-drive side, there's a battery hatch which just isn't visible from the drive side, so to be able to tell that it's an e-bike at all for most people would be a bit of a jump, I think. Okay, so check out, there's a few more options if you want to upgrade this bike. It does come as standard with a rigid fork. As you see, there's a 20mm suspension fork on there. For the urban side, you can add on mudguards, you can add on pannier rack. There is a dropper post option with a lever under the saddle rather than rooted. And all of that is again coming in around 2,000. All right, helmet on, we're gonna go for a little ride through the woods. There you go, look at the light just come on. You won't see this on the video, but I am actually following an Estarli longtail with a videographer hanging out the back. Right, so we're coming up to a hill here. I've just knocked it up, only to support level 3. Feels comfortable so far, not having to put in too much work. The MyBice motor feels like it's got plenty of support. I don't feel like it's dropping off. The conditions are suddenly less optimal out here today as well, so factoring that in, we're doing all right. And I can see the top of the hill actually. We've done a couple of 100 meters worth of climbing, and yeah, very easy going actually. Haven't felt the need to go into turbo. That's good from a battery saving perspective actually, and to, like I said earlier, keep the bike quite light. You don't need a larger battery if you aren't using all the power. So we just came up a couple of 100 meters worth of hill in 3 of 5 on the dash here, which is about mid-level of assist. I'm going to put it up into 5, just see how much quicker we can ascend. And you know, just what sort of horizons this is open out if you maybe are a bit weaker in the legs and need that little bit of extra support. That was quite nice in that I went down the hill there from a standing start, popped it into 5, and actually I was able from that standstill to carry on up the hill. So that's good if you're having to stop at the side of the trail for whatever reason. You can just pop it in a higher assist mode and move on. So as we said earlier, you will get the chance to ride this bike at the end of the month at our Bath demo day. It's the Odd Down circuit in Bath. It's a closed circuit. There'll be plenty of brands there, including Estarli, who will be bringing 2 new bikes, among others. You'll have the chance to ride folding bikes, cargo bikes, commuter bikes, frames of this style, step through, and actually a lot of these bikes are quite accessible on price, so that's another nice bonus if you're coming along just to see what's affordable on your budget.